up? What up? This is Set in the West. What's up? What's good? What's going on this Sunday, y'all? What's up? What is up? What's good? Who's all in? Let's do a check in real quick before I camp up. Greetings, Auntie Leah, and I'm sorry I can't see who all there. Golden Okie Aries. What's up? I guess I can't read. Is that Mary? Christina uh, Cook or Cook? Which one? Cook. Patricia Blair, Pat Blair. What up? What up? What's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all for giving me the attention or this attention. You're tuning in. You're tuned in to Set in the West. Carla Turner, what's up? Yeah, I said I know everybody's talking about this whole debacle with the Epstein intake list. Let's just call it what it is. It's an Epstein intake list. Okay, yeah, that's Mary A. What's up? Mary A. And who did I miss? No, that's it. That's everybody, I think. Butler. All right, what's up? Barbara J. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody here, y'all. Yeah, I think it's really time for us to start applying some action because you really got to pay attention to the lengths that these individuals are going to protect their name, their image, this industry, and the culture that has been going on in the industry for years. This is not nothing that's new. This is something that's been around since the days of old. I know Jag speaks on Julie Garland. We go back. We can go back to there with the way this industry does their rituals and their initiations and stuff like that, y'all. And this is just one example. Well, first off, look, y'all see what it says here. Jay-Z loses over 100,000 followers overnight after being named in the new Epstein files with Pusha T. Let me tell y'all something. Technically, these files are not new. This information has been out there. Hence, when Jaguar Wright went on to Pierce Morgan a year plus ago, 16 months ago, this information has been out there. And I'm not going to even put it all on this unfortunate individual or Pusha T, even though the intake file says what it says. But it's part of something bigger that I think people are kind of not necessarily paying attention to. And I'll say it like this: what's up, Akshaya, Yum J? Um, look, look, it's something deeper, it's something bigger, it's something more sinister. And let me start off with just a story. Um, when I was working on a documentary I produced called "Set in the West," and there were nothing crazy to be said too much. I didn't put nothing crazy in the documentary in regards to like stories of just how certain celebrities get down. I'm right here on Crenshaw Boulevard. Maybe I should pause it here. Maybe everybody Do y'all want to see a lowrider show? Maybe I'll stop and do this because the bros is out, my family is out, all the car clubs is out, all the motorcycle clubs is out and about. And yeah, I think y'all need to see some of these dope ass, fresh ass cars. Let's do this. That's what I'm gonna do. I was on my way to the spot, but I'm gonna go ahead and pause, and I'm gonna stop right here on Crenshaw, like I should. All good in the hood, and we're gonna do some car culture, and we're gonna talk some of this shit. That's what we're gonna do. So first off, let me get y'all to like and subscribe, please. If you have not, I'm pretty sure most of the people here are already subscribers, and you guys have already hit the like button. But let's go on a little trip. Since I'm talking about West Coast culture, since I am a West Coast individual, born and raised in LA, I'm gonna uh I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna show y'all some things. Um well, first off, yeah, I know y'all down. That's what's up. Look, let's talk and let's walk. I'm gonna do my little walk and my talk. And I could chew bubble gum and talk at the same time. 50 something people in the building. Let me get a few more likes, y'all, before I cam up. Y'all hit the like button. My bad, y'all. Technical difficulties. Kiki Eyes, what's up? Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this Harvey guy who I got no respect for, and how he is to have alleged to have covered up for a well-known PDFer, and I have suspicions about him, but I'm not gonna go into that because I am gonna do like more of an expose when it comes to the Hollywood. We're working on some stuff. Don't get it twisted. I got my role. I got my duty. I got what it is that I need to do. I got my marching orders, and Jag has hers. Sorry, y'all see my feet. My bad. Hold on. Um, and yeah, like I'll say it like this. Yeah, we're gonna talk about them, but we'll start off with a few things because I think what it is a lot of these people in the industry they figured they could get away with the stuff that they've been getting away with for years, and you know they figure the party's just going to continue to keep going the way it's going. But it's about to stop. We're about to put the brakes on it. But this is just an example where who you see here, he's kind of looking like it's kind of looking like a Diddy situation for him when Jag initially bust down the door and not only named him but named also you know Clive and the Weinstein and the Epstein. So we I hear a lot of people on here talk about the situation with going after black men with money and this and that. And I've heard stories, and I know there's a situation going on about another well-known person that may hit the blogs. It may not. I don't know. But there's some stuff a brewing. That's all I really got to say. Okay, first off, have y'all seen Boys in the Hood? What? Okay, let me just do this real quick. All right, y'all, hold on. All right, we're gonna be done. Oh wait, hold on. This whole thing is just glitching on me, y'all. Look, all right, look. All right, I'm in the sun. Y'all seen Boys in the Hood, right? Does this place look familiar? This is where Trey and Ricky got pulled over by the police. You must be one of them Crenshaw Mafias. You must be one of them Rolling 60s. Yeah, this is the actual location where. Well, hold on. Let's look at it.
See, this is why we love. This is California. This is the car culture that I love. Boy was hopping in the classic Cadillac, and got an Impala here. Look at this. Look at this Impala. This is so beautiful. Look at this. This is so beautiful. I'm about to really start getting into car collecting because yeah, this is what it is. But as I say, we're gonna do a little walking and talking. We're gonna do a little I'm gonna do a little showcasing, and we're gonna do some other things. But yeah, here we are. This is what up, LP in the building. I'm on the Shaw, bro. Come out here and meet me. You know where I'm at. And this is well, in the Bay Area, if the wheels were a little bit bigger, this will be considered a scraper. But this is a town car, and it's sitting on what it's sitting on. It's dope. Look at that. Look at that Chevy 6.8. Oh, look at that one. Look at that over there. Yeah. So as I'm talking and as I'm walking, I'll be showcasing a couple of things. Look at my guy here. Got the Laker colors. I'm sure I'm gonna see my cousin out here. Everybody know I ain't gonna say who he is, but if I see him, he'll be with us. But look over there, everybody. We're gonna go all over there. But the car clubs is out. I've never seen a wow. This is dope. This is nice. Look at this. Yeah, though, but look, this is where not Doughboy. Well, down the street is where Doughboy and him had pow old boy or pow in the air. No, old boy pow in the air, and then this is where they got pulled over, where the police pulled over the Ricky and Trey and Boys in the Hood. If you know, you know. You know. Yeah, that's a 6.8 Caprice. You're right. But yeah, y'all, let me do this. Let me walk this way. Car culture, LA. I got a video on my channel where it's from the 70s. It's an old school video back in the day where you can see some original 6-fold bubble tops. Y'all see what this is. These are nice ass cars, huh? These are some dope. I appreciate everybody that put, time and effort in keeping these cars as classic as possible. I know some people who put their cars, they get their cars and then they kind of like modify them. Oh, look at this Impala. Look at it. It looks like a spaceship. Look at it. That's dude. That's nice. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, we bringing it back. This is how it used to be in the mid to late 80s, early 90s, where people be on Crenshaw on Sundays and they just had they got their rides out. I'm sorry. Look at this. Look at this one. Look at that one. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Like butter, baby. This is nice. I like it. I love it. It's like butter, baby. There we go. It's a Cadillac. Dope ass Cadillac. Prolific riders. Shout out to the prolific riders. Yeah, old cars, man. Old cars. As I said, I went to Cuba, and you see nothing but these type of cars, 50s, but they older Chevys, like 50s and the 60s or whatever. But yeah, oh, go ahead. Yeah, but no, peep the game. Look, let me talk real quick, and then I'll get back to the cars. So I was saying that I did a documentary called Set in the West. It's on my channel. Y'all can peep it. Thank you, Barbara J. Appreciate that. I was saying I did a documentary called Set in the West. And during Set in the West, we didn't get into any like salacious anything or whatever. But there's a guy, he was like a young rapper at the time. Actually, Ice-T discovered him. His name is Jazzy D. And there are some stories that he was telling me just in general about him being, 12, no, he was like 13, 14 years old when he got in the rap game. And he got in the rap game via Ice-T, via a club called The Radio. If y'all ever see a documentary called Breaking and Entering, it's the first time you ever see Ice-T ever. And then they did a film called Breaking, but they based it on the radio, and they called it the Radiotron. I think they ended up calling it the Radiotron down the line. But originally it was called the Radio. Jazzy D, shout out to Jazzy D. He was discovered there. And he was telling me, just all the good stuff about what was going on there, how he was able to, oh man, I'm missing out. They over here doing tricks. I'm about to step to the Shaw, because if somebody come back down hopping, I want y'all to see it. That's what I'm gonna do. I should have just got me a seat, and I should have got me some Hennessy. Shout out to this. This is Hennessy right here. Now I'm not drinking no more, y'all. I'm just talking. I'm talking. Anyway, Jazzy D was putting me up on a couple of things when it came to his rise in the entertainment industry, him being 14 years old, and him, being around celebrities, people that were, pretty notable. I'm not gonna say the names. It's not my right to say the names. But he told me he got taken advantage of by some older women. He was 14 years old. And I'm not gonna speak too much on it. But I was just like, wow, so eye opener. And I was filming and producing this documentary back in 2013, 2014. And just hearing how dirty this entertainment industry is, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I really didn't get in it like that, because man, yeah, he was about like 14 years old. What's up, Josh? Yeah, he was about 14. Wait, hold up. Look at this one. Hold up. Look, I'm doing all this turning, all this neck breaking. It's a Fleetwood, right? It's a Brougham. Cadillac Brougham. Look at that. Look at that. Man. It's lovely. I'm gonna be standing right here on Crenshaw like a OG, like a real car hopper. If y'all don't know what a car hop is, I'll explain it later. But I'm on the Shaw. This is set in the West. It's none but lowriders and classic vehicles. I'm just gonna kind of just walk through. I'm glad I just said let me stop by here, because I was gonna go to this little boring little spot and do my live. But now I got more context. I could kind of really get in. But yeah, y'all look. Oh yeah, and the Danny Boy. Yeah, we could talk about the Danny Boy stuff. Look, this game has always been treacherous when it came to that. And oh wait, hold on. Let me see. If you gonna do something, look, I'm over here standing there like a real look at that. Yeah. I thought he was gonna do a backflip. Oh, this is nice too. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Look at this. Oh, white boy. Yeah. That's dope. Look at that. Woo! Monte Carlo got the Monte Carlo. Woo! Yeah. Good shit, bro. Yeah. That Monte Carlo, all that Monte Carlo is clean. Look, I might have to get on my live. I mean, my members only, because I'm gonna put y'all up on something, and I'm gonna need y'all to probably help me, because to be honest, classic cars like that, they're worth so much money right now, and that's the hustle. I'm telling y'all, classic vehicles, everything is being electronics, everything is being digitized. The classic vehicles, you cannot. The classic vehicles are what you would want right now in case there's like an EMP or something. Your car's still gonna run. I got a car right now. If the electronics go out, or if it was an EMP, I ain't going nowhere. And if you got a Tesla like this one here, you definitely ain't going nowhere. Yeah, American Tradesman just hit me, because I'm dead ass. I'm gonna be collecting all kind of old vehicles. I got my folks. They're gonna be doing all type of restorations and all that for me. And I'm actually making a thing. maybe chronicle a few things. Look at that Impala. That Impala is, look at that. My nigga Offset rolling in the Impala. Okay. OG got the scraper. He got the scraper. Yeah. But the classic vehicles are where it's at, y'all. Like I'm not. See, this is what I'm saying. I was doing all that flipping, and now my stuff don't want to work. All right, hold on. My bad, y'all. Let me just kill this green screen real quick. Let me kill this real quick. See, I'm doing all the flipping and all that, and I have an issue where this will get reset, or sometimes the channel, whatever. I didn't go anywhere though. Hopefully y'all still here. This is infamous just dipping. Look at this paint on the just dipping. The classic right here, classic vehicle right here. This is why I wanted to come see this mothership. I definitely wanted to come see the mothership. This one right here. Oh, see, when you go to Cuba, this is what I see all the time when I'm in Cuba. I see these types of cars right here. A Bel Air, OG Bel Air, and we got the mothership. Look at that one. Wow, look at this one. Come on, y'all. Yeah, another Bel Air, another classic Bel Air. Look at that. Yeah, y'all. Welcome to LA. Welcome to LA. You know what I'm saying? That's all I really got to say. But yeah, I was just saying, like the classic car restoration game, just getting into that is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Just restoring old cars, the classic cars, and not digitizing them, not making them all digital. But anyway, look at this, the super the super blood vehicle, the super blood vehicle. This is dope. I like this. Here's a vehicle I'm not trying to be in. How you doing, officer? Not trying to be in that vehicle. But this is a dope one. I like this one. I love this one. Yeah. Yeah, it's always nice in LA. If you, I got a sister in Arkansas, and she was just telling me how bad the snow is. I was like, I wish you could come out here and enjoy some of this. All right, look. All right, hold on. I'll come back to this. Give me 1 second. Man, that Ice Cube. Um, say 12, trying to show off. Yeah, they trying to show his black and white. He got the penguin. He got the penguin. Yeah, the cars. You're right, Jag. You're right. The cars used to have personality. Now they don't. Now they do not have any personality. All right, I'm gonna retreat to the alley. This is the alley where Ricky got shot in Boys in the Hood. Now I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This is not the alley, but this is an alley. This is an alley. Um, but no, yeah, classic cars. This is a West Coast thing. You really don't see this type of culture on the East Coast, and that's because the East Coast really doesn't. It's not a car. It's not. They don't really have car towns like that on the East Coast. Maybe in Atlanta, yeah. Maybe in the South in Atlanta, you will see these types. Candy paint. Of course, in Houston, and you got car clubs in Dallas. You got a lot of car clubs in Dallas.
But for the most part, West Coast. We this is just our culture as far as making a car uh, be like. It's almost like, shout out to Hex. Nas shouted him out on that one song "Riders" on his new album with Primo, and I've never heard of a song where that element of hip hop had been like shouted out like that. And he talked about all the writers. He gave two prolific writers here on the West Coast props. He gave Hex props and he gave Shaka. If you don't know about graph writing, if you don't know about hip hop, you got to look them cats up. But shout out to Hex. I might have to get him. I'm definitely gonna get him for Set in the West too. Um, but how the car culture and how people customize their cars here, it's almost like you hitting up on a wall. Everybody know, oh, that's whoop whoop whoop. You driving down the street, whoop whoop whoop. That's whoop 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 car. Everybody know your car because you spent time. This is back in the day. You spend time, money, energy into making your car do what it do. And for those who don't know, the lowrider stuff, and I'll give it to the Archicano brothers. They're the ones who really started this culture out here first. But you had blacks too who were former airmen and Marines, people that were in the services, and they knew how to like take old airplane parts and attach them to the cars and make them low ride. You know what I'm saying? So, but I give credit where credit is due. The Latinos, the Chicano brothers and sisters, they the ones who started it out here for the most part. But you had blacks too doing it too, and then they just, that if we're talking about a culture, because I know a lot of people get on here and talk about Fat Joe, Fat Joe punk ass. Hip hop was 50-50 blacks and Latins. No, it wasn't. Yeah, Latins wasn't really rocking with hip hop like that. It was a primarily black thing, African American thing, and then you had the Puerto Ricans, and then you had the Hispanics, others, and then the Filipinos and Japanese. Like it became a collective after it was like, oh, okay, this is acceptably cool. Some people want to rewrite history and say, Fat Joe, 50-50. The only thing I would say a 50-50 thing is the car culture when it came to what's been going on out here. And this predates, this is the 40s and 50s when the car culture was going on. And like I said, the Chicano brothers and sisters were the ones who really started it off. And then blacks got involved as well. And then, you know, that's just how it is. But it definitely, your car was your personality. Your car was your trademark. You say that's not true. Black culture started the low riding culture. No, I'm just talking about the car club culture. Go back, do your history. Latinos, Chicanos started it in San Diego. You had brothers out there too doing it, and they were the ones who did the lowrider stuff. I'm not saying they started the lowrider, and if I'm wrong, correct me. But you say Dewan B covered this 2 months ago. Yeah, well, I'll chop it up with Dewan B about that. I just know doing my research because I'm working on a second installment for Set in the West. That was given to me. And the funny thing is see when I did Set in the West originally, I was able to go talk to a lot of the people who were there. The only person I really couldn't talk to was Roger Clayton. Roger Clayton and Lonzo, they're like the fathers of West Coast hip hop. Roger Clayton had recently passed when I started, and then Lonzo was there, so I talked to him. I can't really talk to original people who started the car club culture. Um, I just have to read up on it, or I have to get stories from different individuals. But I'll check it out. I definitely will check it out. But I'm not one of these niggas. Oh, standing on the whole. We started everything. I'm not one of them. I'm gonna be accurate with my history. So I'll hit up the YMB and we'll chop it up. But yeah. Look.
This is just a part of our culture, West Coast culture. Let me get back on here on the show. What's going on with your family? Yeah. Ooh, look at this one. Hold on. Let me mute because they playing this music. All right, my bad. Look, I had to mute because they over here playing Yaya. Shout out to Compton AV. He got a banger with that one. Y'all don't know Compton AV, Yaya. Um, yeah, yeah. I was shocked just like you. Um, hey, how you doing, brother? All right. So yeah, look. Ooh, ooh, whoa, whoa, hold up. Look at this one. What's going on with your family? Look at this one. Look at this one. Sister got the Fleetwood. Look at this Impala. This Impala's nice, nice. What's going on, family? But this is what I was look this right here. Look at this, the Black Betty, Black Beauty, the Black Beauty right here. This is nice. Yeah, y'all. We on the Shaw for the law, and I'm gonna get on over to the other side because there's a lot more vehicles over there. Yeah, you know Lonzo. Yeah, Lonzo's my that's my big homie. Shout out to Lonzo. Lonzo sat down with me and just gave me all kind of game. And rest in peace to Greg Everett, the one of the founders of Ultra Wave. I'm gonna talk about that in Set in the West too. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, Caddy, Caddy. Here we are with the Lincoln Town car, Lincoln Town car, and I like this one. I remember seeing this one. I used to live over there off of Crenshaw, and you used to see a lot of this over there on 11th Ave and 63rd. There's a group of D-boys called Third World. They had a bunch of these. They had a gold one. I remember them. Um, but yeah. Okay. Before I get on over to the other side, Ultra Banda. Before I get over to the other side, let me spit. Let me spit. Let me spit. Look. So what happened is, let's get back to the entertainment industry, right? Entertainment industry is like um, for a PDFer, it could be like a kid in a candy shop, right? And it's not just entertainment industry. It's also certain individuals in politics, certain individuals who are in the tech industry because you know they all bleed into each other now. Like you're not gonna have um, a successful tech company unless you got somebody that's going to endorse it or promote it in some way. And if you see in the Epstein files, they're talking about that. They're talking about somebody's referencing. Hold on. Before I even say it, let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. We'll get back to the regularly scheduled program in a minute. But hold on. I have a document that quantifies what it is that I'm talking about in regards to the tech industry and how they. Oh, maybe it's already on my thing. Okay, hold on. I think it's already over here. How the tech industry. Hold on. Before we get on over there, look at this. Look at that Impala. Look how it's dragging. Look how it's dragging. And then y'all ever see a vehicle like this and the thing be like rolling and you see sparks flying behind it? That's not fake. That's real. That's man. It's dope. It's dope. Okay. Hold on one second. Oh, so you remember Third World? Bro, where are you? You remember Third World? What's up, man? You remember Third World? Right there on between 11th Ave and Crenshaw on 63rd. Yeah.
See, I'm glad somebody at least can quantify what it is. I don't be here talking and capping. I'll be on here telling the truth. And yeah, third world, you already, I ain't even gonna say nothing. If you know third world, you already know. But they used to have a whole bunch of dope ass Cadillacs, clean ass Cadillacs, in fact. Um, okay, let me see if I can find this document. And let me get back to what it is that I was spitting. Is it here? Okay, I think it is here. I think this is the document here. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. This whole thing may have froze up on me. I don't even know. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Put a yes if you put a one if you can hear me. Because this thing froze up. If it did freeze up on me, then that means I can't even display any documents. Can put a one if you can hear me. I don't know. Oh, okay. Can y'all see me? Am I froze? Because it looks like I'm frozen and I look like, okay. I guess I'm frozen though. Hold on. Let me. Okay. Jeez. Jeez. Okay. I'm trying to show y'all the documents. Yeah, I was froze. But I'm trying to show y'all the documents. Give me 1 second. But this isn't the dang on document. Hold on. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. 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 I can speak on this though a little bit. Um yeah, this is okay, this is a piece of it right here. This is an email to Jeffrey Epstein from someone named Peggy Siegel, right? And if you pay attention to what's being said in number three is saying the island was hot with every rich Jew. This is what it says. That is not an Aspen, although the boats are starting to clear out. I just seen everyone. Miss Denzel, and don't his name is Denzel, not Denzel. Why y'all, man? Just like over here in the hood, it's a street called Brenhurst, but they call it Bryanhurst. It's called Brenhurst. I'm on Victoria right now. Victoria, then you got Brenhurst, then you got West. Anyway, his name is Denzel Washington. But they said they missed Denzel Washington jet skiing in the harbor. There are many rich, high profile music showbiz African Americans in very visible residence, including Eddie Murphy. So the reason why that's even being said is because in order for you to get something popping, you need the African Americans, as they would call us. You need our validation for the most part. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying. A lot of these, it ain't just entertainment industry. It's people in the tech world. All right, hold on. It's people in the tech world. It's people in, of course, entertainment. It's people in high places in politics. I'm not gonna even tell y'all the story of somebody I knew. I'm gonna be nice. I said I was gonna tell y'all what a car hopper is, right? So back in the day, basically a car hopper was a girl who would just be hopping from car to car. Not necessarily a 304, right? Not a 304, just a girl that was a car hop, a girl who would be, oh, nice car. Like you want to be seen, the girl wanted to be seen in all the nicest cars. Now, whether she did something with the drivers or the owners of the car, no one knows. There was no internet back in the day. There was only Polaroid pictures. There was no Instagram. You didn't know. But yeah, you had car hops that were just all on Crenshaw. That's the real. Now I say that to say I remember a girl who was a car hop, but probably a little bit more. Do you know that girl's in the politics right now? I'm not even, bro. I'm not gonna say who it is, but that girl's in politics, and I said, whoa. And I found out that, whoa, oh, I'm telling y'all, there's that connection between the political world, the tech world, the entertainment world, and the whole world. The whole, no, not the whole.
world, the whole world. That's a real thing. Um, yeah, that, like so all these people for the most part be in the same circle, and yeah, like they be in the same circle. I'll just say it like that. So getting back to what I was saying about the entertainment industry, depending on, well, let's just say I'm not even say entertainment industry. I'm gonna say everything that's going on. You said hope those files. We found out more about who's key exec players in that secret meeting. I doubt if we find out, we got to really go find a few of the people that were actually in that meeting. I may have someone, but it's not confirmed. But a lot of people, they were swore to secrecy not to talk about that meeting. But all that stuff plays a factor because even back day, hip hop was anti-establishment. It was not what it is what right now. It definitely, the spirit of it was not that. The reason why we even had a LA riots or uprising, I would put that on hip hop. I'll put that on NWA with F the Police and uh, Spike the Power, Public Enemy. Yeah, we had a movement, and that got co-opted during that meeting that you're talking about, and all that has something to do with politics too, because they couldn't afford to just have cities burnt down like how I was in '65, and then and you know, then when Martin Luther King was assassinated, and then you know we had the LA uprising and stuff like that. Like we got to get control of these Negroes or the young. They really just afraid of youngsters, and yeah, they infiltrated hip hop, and then you know that's what we got. Puffy, we got Puffy. Oh, yeah, this is our guy. He's not gonna be. He's not gonna talk all that. Whatever. He's gonna keep. He's gonna toe the line. And he was a freak off guest, and then he started his own freak offs. But it's all connected. All these people, um, all these people in politics. Y'all see, I saw that car hit the corner, right? I still got my LA let's just say sense of awareness. Yeah, all that stuff was orchestrated. They got to tamper down the youth, especially right now. Like if the youth had the culture, I mean, if the youth had that bond, they'd really be turning this stuff up. Or we'll be like Italy, where it's like, don't spend no money, don't do this, don't contribute to the system because a lot of youth they're just doom scrolling. They ain't got no jobs. There's no jobs really, and they're just posted. They're just like, oh, well, I'll just be on the internet. They'll just stay distracted. Imagine if there was no internet and they were just like, we finna go do this, and you'll see a lot more people out in the streets. You'll see a lot more. You just see a lot more going on. Hip hop was that. Hip hop got people out. People got people. It got people aware of certain situations. Um, and it had a lot more activism back day. But entertainment industry, certain people within the entertainment industry, certain politicians, they all had a play in tampering down on the people who could potentially rebel. That's really what that's really what I want to say on that end. But back to what I was saying about just hip hop or just let me just say that world in general. I told you I said you know the entertainment, the politics, the you know what I'm talking about. A lot of these people all are in the same circle. They all vibe out. They all do what they do within that same circle. You see what I'm saying? So they all look out for each other. Like I said, the one chick who's a car hop back day, straight up a congresswoman right now. Ain't that a trip? Now, do you think she really listens to her constituents, or maybe she has a higher up that she has to listen to, fall in line with, etc.? How do you think Trump passed this big beautiful bill all of a sudden? You need Democrats and you need Republicans
to pass bills. And if the Democrats are so against Trump, they wouldn't have passed that bill. Well, my conjecture is some of those Democrats, maybe they were in some of this Epstein information or whatever, that's Epstein file stuff. Maybe some of these Democrats were involved with Puffy, because you remember Puff had the thing called Vote or Die, and Puff was real cool with a lot of politicians. So who under whose administration did they go in there and get all that video footage and them tapes? They got them under the Trump administration. So maybe Trump was like, "Hey, I got this on you. You better vote this," and boom, here we are. But anyway, I'm just letting y'all know. Don't think that it's Democrat, Republican. They're different. They're the same. They're all the same. They have the same agenda. They're going to push the same agenda. They all got the same objective. It's to make the consumers buy, make the public buy stuff. Oh man, got a dope asset. Wow. Hold on. I mean, I'm gonna get back to the cars in a minute. I see the rollers. They're coming out. Look at this. They ready. One time ready. See, that is the SS Impala, the one I was talking about. I was just like, yeah, let me stop and actually let me get across the street real quick. You get what I'm saying? Um, but okay, y'all. Look, I'm gonna go across the street real quick. Y'all, I don't know if y'all heard that. The rollers was like, "We finna tow some of these cars." I guess they're saying people are being disrespectful. See, this is why back in the day, the police they would see dudes out here rolling, going up and down, and they wouldn't trip on them for the most part. And you know, dudes would be. What's my one line? My guy said, "The Far Ride." Shout out to the Far Ride. What you saying that song, Lowlands Anthems? One time, see us stopping for just and keep rolling, because that's what it was back in the day. You just, police wasn't really tripping on cars like that. But yeah, you just heard he was like, yeah, they getting disrespectful. We gonna tow some cars. They can't have us. It's like a miserable wife who don't want to see her husband having fun. That's the police, and the husbands is the black people in this country. I mean, in this city. I see somebody say don't jaywalk. Of course not. I'm not gonna jaywalk. That's a derogatory term. You shouldn't say jaywalk. You're gonna get the Anti-Defamation League on me talking about jaywalk. Anyway, back to what I was saying though. Damn, what was I saying? They want, and when I say they, I'm just talking about influencers. I'm talking about entertainers. I'm talking about politicians. What they ultimately want is your compliance and your control, and they want your energy, your currency. So whatever they want you to spend money on, invest in a system, or vote for this person, spend money here, do this, do that. The reason why Jay-Z, before I go to Jay-Z, hold on, look at this Caprice Classic. Look at this beauty. That is beautiful. Man, yeah, it looks like one time they about to start coming through, and they about to start coming through and shutting it down. That's a damn shame. But yeah, here we go, Caprice Classic. Look at I can't read the name of the car club, but shout out to them. Okay, so back to what I was saying. The reason why Jay-Z, and I just posed the question. I said, is Jay-Z going to go after all these content creators who reported on him being in the Epstein files or the FBI intake? Because the Super Bowl is coming up. Who's over the entertainment of the Super Bowl? I told y'all back day, shoot, about 9 months ago, I said I think that the NFL about to be done with Jay-Z. But this was a coordinated hit. That's what I'm gonna say. This was a coordinated attack. I see some content creators sitting here caping for Jay-Z. Oh wait, hold up. He got a chandelier in here. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. My man got a chandelier and it's clean. Look at that. Oh man, that's clean. Shout out to the chandelier. So you always get a show when you check in on the set. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saw that he got a chandelier. I'm sure if he got out the car, he would have pimp shoes with aquarium at the bottom of that mother. All right, look at this. 56 Chevrolet. Clean. Look at that paint job. Come on. Come on. Look at that. Yeah, man. I like that one too. That's just nice and clean right there. Um, but yeah, Jay-Z may go after all of these content creators who have said negative stuff about him. So I believe the New York Post posted something about him being in the FBI intake form, being named in the FBI intake form. Well, hold up. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep getting distracted. Wow. Oh, look at this. Look at this engine. Look at this. Wow. Wow. It's beautiful. This is so beautiful. Look at it. Impala. Yeah, never ever. See, still original, all original. All you got right there is an Alpine. How many of y'all know about an Alpine? The pull out. No Diddy. What you know about an Alpine? What you know about having a beeper and an Alpine? I used to see people with beepers and Alpines. You know they were ballers then. You were like, oh, you got an Alpine pull out and you got a beeper? Oh, you a baller. Back in the day, yeah. But no, that car, the only thing that was modified was that Alpine. I'm sure the original car had an 8-track. I'm positive. In fact, I know it. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me show y'all this. That Tommy gun, that's the homie. Let me see. No, that ain't Tommy. Look at this. Look at that. True gang. I thought that was the homie. Hold on. Yeah, again, I'm on the Shaw, above the law. This is set in the West. What's going on with your family? All right. Yeah. Hold up. Oh, go ahead. You good? Happy Saturday, fun day. It is so beautiful to come outside and play. It is so beautiful to come outside and know God loves you every day. And see, the police want to stop this. Police want to stop it. They don't want people out here having fun. This is just culture. This is culture. Let me promote the Moss Lady. Hold on. I'm on my channel, 13K. Moss Lady here on the show, baby. Come down here and get you some butter, some scrubs, some hair care, some black soap. Yeah. I got the gels, I got the juice, I got the capsules, I got the toothpaste. Yep. I was just telling one of my folks, you got to incorporate sea moss. You definitely got to get that in your daily. In fact, here's the number. That's the website. Everybody, this is the Moss Lady for real. You got to get sea moss, but no, for real. This sea moss has about what is it? Yeah, 92 minerals. I was saying 93. I made up an extra one, but it's 92 of 102 that you need. Yep. So yeah, for real, y'all support our sister here with the CMOS. And I'm always usually in Lamert Park on Saturday. Yeah, I know. I always see you over there. Right in front of Soul Folks. Yep. In fact, no, that ain't their Soul Folks jacket, but yeah. She went to the bathroom. She went, okay, but we're gonna promote her too. Custom jackets, y'all. You can email our sister here, Stay Fly LA. You know. Yeah, we just own the Shaw. We own the Shaw. Hold on, let me see. What else we got? Oh shit, hold on. Man, every time the car gets to hopping, I have the camera the other way. This thing's got hops. You got a Lincoln Town car with the hops on it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Monte Carlo, 1970 Monte Carlo. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. That's nice. Okay, one more. West Coast Original. Look at this. It's opaque, or what is that? Mauve, I don't know. But that's a dope, that's a nice one right there. Look at this one. Look at this one here, 56 Chevy. This is a nice one too. This looks like some yeah, this is a classic. This is a classic, and it is it is it is like it is flawless. It's flawless. It's flawless. You're over here bumping Betty Wright. Okay. All right. If you can hear me, press one. Yeah, I wish I could show y'all the rest. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. All right. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and end it, y'all. But we'll do a part two on this because this thing is just tripping. Y'all, I really wish y'all could see what's going on right now. I'll be back, y'all. Peace.